Now suppose you put a child into one of these homes or even a preschool area, and they find that the child is having problems trying to adjust to this new environment, because for the child it must be very, very difficult sometimes. What happens then? What kind of a scenario we're looking at?
Well, in a situation like that, we do have experts on hand, those same child development specialists, that can work with the child care provider and give that provider either training materials or useful information, or help visit the child care environment and observe, and then give some feedback on some tips on what they can do to help that child transition more easily.
Right.
Those same experts are also available to work one-on-one with child care providers and provide that specialized training and that specialized help to make sure the child care provider is truly meeting all the needs of that child.
Now, do you have programs in various languages? I'm assuming Spanish, and are there any other languages that
Sure.
suppose someone, their second language may be Chinese or Japanese, or I mean their first language.
Right.
Well, how do you?
Our organization, thankfully, is multicultural.
Okay.
So we have the capacity to speak to people of over 50 different languages.
Oh, really?
That we know, just by utilizing our own staff. We have a lot of great staff.
Right.
We encourage a diverse and multicultural environment. So usually when we have someone call us that has a certain language, we almost always can find someone on staff that can speak with them and find out what their needs are. All of our materials, though, and all of our events, we make sure is bilingual in English and Spanish, just because
it's
Spanish,
a major bulk of the population,
right.
Obviously.
It absolutely is, and we want to make sure we're reaching everybody as much as possible and reaching out to those who really could benefit from our services and programs.
How long does a family take advantage of your services? At what time do they usually say, well, I am either the child's too old now, or it's going to like first grade or second grade or going to a kindergarten? Is that usually the sort of cutoff point at that stage?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
Some of our programs that we have that actually provide financial assistance to those who need a little bit of help providing child care for their family, it really depends on their need. So as long as the county and the state determine that they're eligible to receive that assistance, we'll be with them through the long haul until they're stable and able to provide for themselves.
Now, is there a cost to this service?
It costs nothing to give us a call and to ask for help and to receive a referral. Absolutely not. We are a nonprofit, and that service is free to anyone.
Bill, how are you funded? Where does the money come from? Do people give donations online? Do you have events? How do you support yourselves?
The Child Care Resource Center has county, state, and federal contracts that we use. Now, in addition to those contracts, under the guidance of our CEO, Dr. Michael Olnick, we also aggressively pursue grants that will also benefit our community.
What are you working on right now to get some outside funding for this organization, since you're a nonprofit?
Actually, we have a couple initiatives that we've taken under our wing that are very close to our heart. I'd like to tell you a little bit of our Matter of Minutes campaign. A couple of years ago, in our own service area, 2 children needlessly died by being left unattended in a vehicle. So the Child Care Resource Center did not want to sit back and let anyone else go uneducated about the dangers that people face when they leave a child in a car, even for a matter of minutes. So what we've done is we've developed a campaign to go out and educate the public and to let them know that if you leave a child in a car unattended, they can face abduction, hypothermia, heat stroke, or even face getting out of the car and being backed over. So that's really a close story that is close to our heart.
And nobody else has been, or has had a program like this? You're the only ones that do this? Is that?
You know, I don't know if that would be what we're concerned about.
Right.
I'm sure that other people have tapped in.
We hear about it so often. It seems like
Right.
natural to educate people on something like this.
Absolutely. And it's actually against the law to leave a child unattended in a
That's
car.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Unfortunately, though, that law is not enforced unless there are consequences that have already been taken.
So how are you actively promoting that program?
Right now we're going out to our local community members, to organizations, foundations, and we're looking for funding.
And when you're looking for funding, what resource are you trying to reach?
As far as funding, right now we're looking to automotive companies.
AAA, for instance.
Absolutely. We're looking for people to get involved that would have an impact with automobiles, that deal with automobiles, that would have more impact on a person that might have literature that came with their automobile, so to speak.
So how are you proceeding with that? Have you contacted anyone that's interested
Yes.
in supporting this program?
We haven't had a reply yet, but we are writing grants, contacting foundations, and really trying to get out into our community to let people know that we would like to get more information to.
Now, why do you think, I mean, you look at something like this, I mean, any human being would think, why would you do something like this? And I mean, it's beyond sometimes comprehension that someone would leave a child in a car with windows rolled up and then you lock up your car. How do you reach that kind of mind? How do you?
That is a very good question, because in a recent survey that was conducted, 1 in 5 parents still said they thought it was okay to leave a child in the car if they had to run into the store, run back into the house for keys.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing. You have to teach the public on something as simple as this.
I agree.
And does it cut through all socioeconomic levels, or
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter?
Anyone that has a car